Alright, starting up another Avacyn Restored draft here. Got a nice open here with Griselbrand. I'm not sure if that's still worth anything online. Check it real quick. Okay, so it looks like it's a solid 6 tickets. It's super expensive, but I really don't mind drafting black like a lot of other people have a apprehension towards it. Unfortunately, it means we're passing a Bone Splinters. But the rest of the black is not going to grab anyone's immediate attention. The rest of the pack is quite weak, so we might be putting the person immediately to our left in Bone Splinters. But it pays for half the draft as it is, so it's worth the risk. Okay, Bloodflow Connoisseur, Driver of the Dead. Again, it's a card a lot of people have underestimated because they're not building their decks around it, or they don't really understand the black archetype in this format. They're passing up on those Butcher Ghouls. They're maybe just taking removal over a Blood Artist when they see it. There's really solid 2-drops that can fuel this guy significantly. My last draft I did, which is already up, triple Bone Splinters and multiple 2-drops and a couple of these, and it was just insane recursion that you don't even have to do anything about. But in terms of this pick, there's nothing in another color that's really drawing me away. So just between these two, and neither of them works necessarily better on their own than the other. So I think I'll just go with the driver for now. Force myself to pick up troop drops a little bit more. Okay, we've got Gang of Devils in red, Nightshade Peddler in green, which is wonderful. It's a 2-drop that goes really well with the driver. Give it Death Touch, Chump Block, take something out, get it back again. I'm not too concerned with a black-blue at this point. Seem pretty opposing strategies, but and in addition, there's 3 decent blue cards in the pack, and I didn't see any great blue card last pack, so it's probably going to be Peddler here. Black-red is probably stronger than black-green, but I've already got a Griselbrand, and I'd rather gum up the ground and hopefully get to my late game. Wandering Wolf, strong card, 2-drop. Tandem Lookout is excellent. Definitely would take the Tandem Lookout if I'd went with a Stern Mentor or an Elgod Shieldmate last pack. But we didn't. So I will happily take a Wandering Wolf over a later Grave Exchange. Those go very late. This is only the first pack, and I'd rather try and cut green since we didn't take green, pick 1 or pick 2. Try and stall somebody out for pack 2. Comes down to Pathbreaker Worm and Searchlight Geist here. The Inquisitor is a wonderful 2-drop. If I had seen a bit more white, I would actually be inclined to potentially just rare draft the Griselbrand and maybe hop into green-white. Something to keep in mind, but for now, is a fine pickup. Gloom Surgeon works very well in black-green, pairing it with a Death Touch and just going to town, sacrificing some of your library. And there isn't much else in the pack anyway. Sheltering Word's a fine trick. Necrobrite's a fine trick. Very underestimated, I think, too. If you like Zealous Strikes, if you like casting Joint Assault for a single, if you like basically any other combat trick except Moment of Heroism, it's going to provide you with the same effect, but you basically win no matter what, and you get to keep your creature. Whereas that's potentially not the case with other combat tricks. Nothing much here. This is decent for a sideboard card, but I really wouldn't main deck it unless I'm playing multiple Lumbernauts. So, if we want to branch out to anything, there's still not much here. You can't really splash a Scalding Devil if you want to be casting it multiple turns, activating it multiple turns, and later in the game. There's better options than Rush of Blood, especially in black. I'd rather be playing Essence Harvests if I want to be trying to push in extra damage based on my creature's powers. So yeah, sideboard card's fine. Okay, here's those two tricks back again. Again, with Zealous Strike, you're not guaranteed that you're going to win this battle with this trick. And for just 1 mana more, this could be beneficial on the attack or the defense, and the outcome is much more assured. There isn't a whole lot of first strike in this format, so you're not at too much risk. And why would you put the guy in front if you had that anyway? Another escort, some thick white cards keep going by, which I'm fine with. Just gonna take a filler 5-drop here for now. It does its job, but I'd rather not play it if I don't have to. Not really playable, so maybe I'll just hate on a Ghostly Touch. Fairly unplayables. So I can rare draft, or I can take a Polluted Dead, which I really don't see myself playing, so I'm just going to rare draft here, just for fun kicks. Shits and giggles. It's interesting to see an Apprentice this late. Not interesting considering that it's a Swiss draft. These oddities do happen. So Dreadwaters, Rock Crown Ghouls aren't being picked up, so decent sign that there's not the mill draft going on yet. Which can be very unfortunate if you've got a Gloom Surgeon in play and then they start milling you. Silverblade Paladin. Let's do a little price check on that. Alright, so it looks like 3 to 4 tickets, which again would pay for this second pack. And between that and the Gristlebrand, the draft's almost paid for. What will we be missing out on? Then again, we're not necessarily green. We could potentially shift into white just from this single pick here. We'd be taking a Borderland Ranger, I guess. So yeah, I'm fine taking that. Undead Executioner, Nearheath Pilgrim. Look like the 2 picks if we want to stay with white. There's no green, so I guess the safe pick here would be an Undead Executioner. However, if we feel like we're definitely going... Sorry, I hate it when people say we. You aren't really involved, you're just watching. You're observing. You have no input in what I'm doing here. I don't mean to be condescending. So, Pilgrim definitely helps the driver cause. If we're cutting green, then we need to start refilling our 2-drops. If we're not sure we're white, then the Executioner is a clear pick. So, little difficult. Removal, life gain. Maybe we want life gain if we want to try and activate this later in the game. Double strike is ridiculous. I feel like I'm not ready to give up on green just yet, so it's probably the safer pick just to go with that until we're sure. Harvester against Barter in Blood. Excellent 6-drop. Just really bomby. If they don't have something for it, then you're just going to pull way ahead. This is foil, so it pulls at your heartstrings a little bit more than it should. But I think black's going to be I don't think we're going to have any problem finding removal in black, even though we're already halfway through the draft. I'm sure we can pick up 1 or 2 Bone Splinters and a Human Frailty or 2. So I think I'm just going to stick with this 1/6, 1/8, and there you go. Barter and Blood right afterwards. Really don't like this. It's one of the worst 6 drops there is. Devout Chaplain's an excellent sideboard card. Problem with being black-green or black-white, you're not guaranteed to have a lot of humans. So it's a little misleading thinking that you can bring that in to combat their homicidal seclusions or their other enchantments, and then you're stuck trying to top deck a 3rd human. I have played on Hallowed Pact before in decks with like multiple Bone Splinters and Pillars of Flame. Not Pillars of Flame, excuse me. Righteous Blows. Because Pillar would exile it. Okay, well if there is going to be a reason to go white over green, this would be it. And we are not losing any green or any black choices by doing so. So, very easy choice here. Getting this 5th pick is incredible. And there's a Butcher School. Cannot value this guy highly enough. We don't yet have any Bone Splinters. We didn't take that Blood Flow Connoisseur for pack 1. We went with the Driver instead. But Connoisseur and Driver both work well with this guy. Connoisseur, you're getting 1 counter out of him, and Driver, you're potentially getting a whole nother Undying set out of him. Evernight Shade is fine. Just not sure we need it just yet. It's uncommon. We're likely to see more Butcher Ghouls than that, blah, 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 but I'm still happy to take Butcher Ghouls when I can. Don't think we need another one of these. Gloom Surgeon is a spirit. So we've just got the Paladin, the Gold Knight Commander in terms of humans for the Bladed Bracers. I might just rare draft here. I'm not playing Triumph of Cruelty, so just take something big and shiny out of the pack. Ghoul Flash is fine. I really don't think I need another Necrobite at this point. Yeah, we're surprisingly short on removal. We just got a Necrobite, a Barter and Blood, and a post-game Undead Executioner. I don't like seeing these go late. Don't want to give somebody a gift if they're going for that, so I don't think I'd play a Midvast Protector. The 4-drop's already getting a little thick with a 3rd pack to go still. However, if I am white, this is totally fine. I don't like to main deck it, but I will, and it's an amazing sideboard card. We do have 2 demons, even though they're very high drops. It's nowhere near as good as Scroll of Avacyn. Yeah, there's no reason to take a second one of those. Just demolish. Really irrelevant at that point. If we want to switch back to green for some weird deck, maybe it looks like green or white's going to be a minor splash no matter how we go. So I'm going to take a Geist for that reason, or a Rain of Thorns for that reason, to flesh out a green color flip on a game 2 or a game 3. Probably the Geist. No angels to speak of yet. So take a call to serve. So we're hoping to pick up some Bone Splinters, Human Frailties, Death Winds, Killing Waves, just black removal, hand it over. Fine with Righteous Blows as well. I still would like to get some 2 drops going. Happy with multiple Butcher Ghouls, Near Pilgrims,